Hey there! You're listening to Sun Sister Podcast. This podcast is following my Interrail trip across Europe during the spring of 2023. For 3 months, I interviewed women I met along the road to talk about their personal stories and women's rights in their country. Today, you'll be listening to Antonia from Germany. This episode is the result of a long story of sisterhood. Antonia and I met 4 years ago in Portugal during a very special summer made of surf, party, yoga, sunsets, and friendships. We stayed in touch and even visited each other twice over the past few years in Lyon and in Berlin. She is pure magic, joy, and a convicted radical feminist. Also, we are born the exact same day, so enjoy this double-virgo convo. It was recorded at her beautiful apartment in Berlin on July 2023 at the end of my Interrail trip. In this last episode, we talked about going to therapy, situationships, and Women's Strike Day. Enjoy! Hello, friend.
Oh,
I'm so happy to have you here.
thank you for having me.
So, just to give some context, so we are now in Berlin. I am with my friend Antonia. I met 3 years ago now, precisely actually.
Yeah,
We met surfing in Portugal.
amazing times.
Yes. And we've been meeting actually every year around this time, once a year, which I love. And this is the second time I'm coming to your place. And we're now sitting in your beautiful apartment. It is the sunset time in your beautiful sofa as well. Just here chilling, having a tea. So, to start with, what is your inner weather today?
My inner weather.
Yes.
I think due to a little hangover,
We have to say that.
it's a bit maybe foggy or cloudy,
Okay.
but it's calm, very calm.
Indeed.
A calm, yeah, maybe not foggy, but cloudy, calm day.
Nice. Okay. I feel the same.
Good.
There's some storm before that. You were born and raised in Germany. What is your life story?
What is my life story? Yeah, I grew up in a small town next to Berlin called Potsdam. And yeah, which was hard sometimes because, small towns, gossip and kids can be super mean.
Yeah.
And everybody always knew everything about you and what was going on in your life. And that was sometimes a bit annoying. And I also found it horribly boring at some point when I was like a teenager. So I knew I always wanted to go to Berlin, which I did to first to learn my profession, which is event management, and then moved there completely and stayed there since 12 or 13 years now, I think.
Carol, yeah.
And yeah, my life story. Like, I did not have a lot of friends when I was younger. I remembered that. And I think I always have been, maybe I always had been a little depressed at some point. Like,
Okay.
I always knew like there was like some sort of sadness in me, and I often felt like very alone. This changed then during school, but it was hard because I never really had the feeling I fitted in somewhere. And then coming to Berlin, doing my what's it called in English, like the traineeship where you learn your profession.
Yeah.
And we have that in Germany called Ausbildung, where it's like 3 days school, 2 days work, or half and half day. And yeah, so then I found a circle of friends here. Some of them I'm still in contact with. I have only a few contacts left from my hometown, Potsdam. Many of them moved away to different parts of Germany.
Okay.
2 of them are still living in Berlin. I'm still in good contact with them. And I went to not several relationships, but situationships with men.
I love that you created this word.
Yeah, I love this word too. Like, I heard it the first time from my friend Kevin. And
Kevin is the best.
Yes. Like many women in Berlin could confirm, dating here is horrible, always has been, or that maybe not always has been, but it's definitely got worse. So yeah, that is also I think something that belongs to the story of the life of someone, like forming character and stuff. I started doing my first therapy when I was 29, I think. And I am now actually still doing my third one, but my therapist is on maternity leave. But I'm grateful I did this, all 3 of them. It was 3 times a different type of therapy. And I think I wouldn't be the person that I am having the friendships and connections that I have now, platonic and romantic, if I wouldn't have done all this work, which was very hard. But this
amazing
brought me where I am. Story of my life.
Yeah. To you now having this amazing job, very safe relationship, like very beautiful place again. I should stop talking about your apartment all the time.
No, please. It is amazing. I love it.
I'm so glad. Indeed, I'm so glad you've done all this therapy and you went through all those steps. It's a long way. I feel like.
Yeah, I think everyone should do at least therapy one time in their life. It can never harm.
Especially men.
Yeah, especially men. Unfortunately, more often women who do this.
Yeah, of course, always. All right. Thank you for sharing this. Is there one thing that makes you vibrate in your everyday life?
Vibrate like in a positive way?
Yes.
Of course, Harry, my boyfriend.
Oh, there you go. Hi, Harry.
Hi, Harry. And I'm thinking there are topics when I get really like excited about, to debate about, or maybe sometimes not always in a positive way, like yesterday when we had to convince 2 men why the patriarchy is actually bad for us, for all of us,
without by still taking care of their ego, being careful with their ego,
of course. Yeah, so but this is still something, I would say it's also something that makes me vibrate, because I really stand to my, like, I really am convinced my opinion is like the right one, and I would try it every day again to convince people of this is a shitty, harmful system for all of us.
Cool. This is something I really admire from you. It is taking me too much energy. Like I'm not sure I like doing this, you know. But it makes me vibrate in a bad way, but not.
Yeah, it depends with whom you have the discussion and how open the other person is you're talking to. And if you can see, this person is open and actually seeing my point, or like in one case yesterday where someone just keeps defending themselves and feeling personally attacked.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good. We need people like you. Fortunately, because guys, they don't do this job.
No, of course not.
Are you in touch with your inner child?
I think so. Not all the time. But I learned, I think this is something that therapy teaches us, like to be actually in contact with that inner child and see what parts of you actually, are patterns from your childhood that are activated or not activated. And I wouldn't say I'm in touch with my inner child all the time, but I can see when, especially in moments when you're like triggered by something or you're upset or hurt, that it's very often my inner child saying like, oh, interesting, something, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, this is my inner child now, and I have to take care of it. It's like feeling your needs. Like when you're hurt, it's very often like when a person says something that triggers you, it's very often not this one thing that the person did or said. It's very often something deeper.
Okay.
And it's most of the times like your inner child being hurt and just being remembered, a situation like in your early childhood, like where your inner child didn't, or when you were that child, you didn't get what you want and you got hurt. And this just comes up in these situations in adult life then again. So it's just like a kid crying and longing for attention, more like that.
Okay. Now focusing on your country of origin and where you're living now. How would you describe the situation for women and gender minorities in Germany?
It depends. I think it's okay, depending on what you compare yourself to. But for women, I would say, for most of them, it depends. It's okay for white women. For women of color, people of color, Flinter in general, it is depending where you live also. Like, I live in Berlin, so this is a quite liberal bubble that we live in. Like, everything is like still quite lefty green here. For minorities to live in maybe Eastern Germany or a little small town in Bavaria, I think it looks very different. Like, I mean, our the rights are still pretty okay, maybe compared to other countries. But if you think about, for example, abortion rights, we still have a paragraph that actually makes it illegal to do abortion. And
what?
Yeah.
It's illegal to do abortion?
Yeah. It's illegal to do abortion. But you have like, how do you say this in English? You do not get punished in the first 3 months. But it is actually illegal. This is still also in the crime law in Germany, which is weird because this is not where this paragraph should stand.
Yes.
So looking at that, you could always do more. Still, there's a gender pay gap.
Yes.
Still, women earn less here than men. So I mean, I'm a white cis hetero woman. I live an okay life here. When you think about okay meaning, I of course get catcalled and molested every day, as I guess every Flinter is probably, sadly. And sadly you get used to this. But
True.
nothing major happened, and I'm able to do an okay job, and I get paid well. But for other minorities, it could always be better. Like in Berlin, I'd say it's okay because this city is huge, and when you go through the streets, you see all kind of different people and all kinds of craziness. Like, you are pretty much anonymous here. Like, there's nothing in Berlin on the street that I haven't seen yet. Nothing surprises me anymore. So if you like super queer, bubbly, colorful person, like to run around naked, whatever, Berlin is probably the best place to do this. But in Germany in general, it depends where you live. And unfortunately, what what's your skin color and how obvious this is that you are,
Thank you for this huge picture.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Do you remember the first time you experienced gender inequality?
Let me think. I guess you probably experienced it quite early. It's just that you're maybe not aware of it.
Yeah.
Maybe like in kindergarten when people say, you cannot play with the boys' race car thingies because it's for boys. Like, go to the girls and play with the puppets and stuff. And I always wanted to play with the race cars. Also, like, what age are you in kindergarten? 4, 5, something like that. You know, children aren't this age when they're like, ew, girls, ew. You know, when boys say, oh, they don't we like girls, and the girls are like, oh, we don't like the boys. So I wanted to play with the cars, but it was very hard actually to get into a boys group because they were like, girls, no, we don't play with girls. But somehow I made it in there. But yeah, coming back to what I described in the first question, like not really fitting in. I was like, I don't want to play with the puppets. I want to play with race cars. Yeah. And maybe that's one of my earliest memories, if you can say so. Yeah. And I'm thinking further.
No, but that's such a good one. Of course, I think we all experienced it, and maybe we don't remember sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what my colleagues in the past earned, for example. So I don't know. Yeah, if there was like some sort of inequality. But yeah, I'm sure there was. But yeah, this is maybe the first thing I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that actually as well. There was already this frontier, like a very binary frontier, like the boys and the girls.
Yeah, exactly.
Also in the way of dressing up and
Oh God, yeah, of course.
Oh, it was different times. Maybe now it's changing a bit.
Times. Also in the work world, you also realize it here from time to time when, like, I work with a lot of typical old white men, and because I am okay looking, I guess, you know, they make you, they give you jobs. Like, I don't know, I remember being an assistant to a director, and then he was like, you can, like, I don't know, go there and look nice and greet the guests or stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't ask a man to do this, probably.
Of course.
Or at least I've never saw it. So, it was clearly sometimes that, especially men, give you tasks that are pointing out, like, to be presentable and to look nice and, you know, make everybody comfortable.
What the fuck? Yeah, it's like, let's put a woman here, like here,
because it looks nice
as a flower. It's like, really put this object in front of the other object so that people are attracted.
Exactly.
It's so crazy. Okay, and you don't experience this anymore in your position, right? You don't have contact.
No.
How do you address gender inequality every day?
Well, when it happens, when I see it or hear it or experience it. I mean, okay, it also depends on your mood, on your mental health state, on your situation of the day. But I actually in general find it important to be loud and say something and say, hey, this is not right, and so that hopefully one day men will learn that this is just not okay. But there are days. I remember 2 weeks ago I always have my headphones on when I'm walking to the city. I listen to music, and I was just leaving work, and there were like 3 men catcalling me, but I only I only heard it when I actually was just when I already passed them. Okay. Because of the headphones, and then I was like, should I say something? I was like, no, I had a long day. I'm tired. I just wanted my peace and quiet.
Yeah.
And then I was actually too quiet, too stressed out, too exhausted.
Yeah.
To actually say something and to go on this discussion with strangers in the street. So these moments, they are existing too.
Yes. But you speak up always, and that's amazing. When it's useful, like you don't waste time for this kind of events, let's say.
Yeah.
It's kind of violent moments. Is there one thing you are proud your country did for women and gender minorities?
Actually, not really. Not that I know of, because all the things that good things that happened in the last years are just making something horribly wrong finally right, as it should be.
Yeah.
So
you're so
it's nothing.
right. Yeah.
It's nothing that you should be proud of. It's like finally.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I think last year we got rid of this other abortion paragraph. It's like, besides abortion being illegal, but the first 3 months without punishment, there was another paragraph, the 219A, I think, was it 219?
Yeah.
And it says that doctors, for example, cannot
refuse.
No, make an advertisement in quotes for abortion. And advertisements mean putting on their website, hello, I'm a gynecologist and I also do abortions. This is already an advertisement.
Really?
Yeah. So, and this is like a paragraph, I think, still existing since Nazi times. Like, I'm pretty sure it came from the National Socialists this time. And only last year, we finally got rid of it. So I'm like, yay, but it's nothing that I'm proud of, because this is ridiculous. Like,
Of course.
So, no, there's really nothing I can think or know of that I'm proud of that my country did. No.
That is such a good answer. It's crazy. It should not even be called advertisement. It's it is some factual, like
it's an information.
It's a fact,
There were a few gynecologists that got like very expensive lawsuits. I think one of them even had to close their what's it called, like in English?
Cabinet? I don't know.
A doctor's office. Like, had to close their their office.
Place of work.
Yeah, place of work.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it was a very, very true answer that can be valuable as well in France, as well in other countries. It's good to point it out. All right. If you could change one thing immediately to reduce gender inequality in Germany, what would that be? If you could do anything.
Well, the pay gap, I guess. And that it's still women being in positions or doing work that is in general not as well paid as job that men do. And also the unpaid care work that women do, it's still so unequal in a lot of relationships or marriages, even, that the women has all the mental load, all the unpaid care work that nobody sees. If women would drop this, like you had this in France, I think you told me, if you would drop it for one day,
strike,
the country would stand still. So I wish I could change this, like, just for one day or maybe a week. Just all the women everywhere or in Germany stop doing this, and the man would like fucking go down. And just having a fair paid job with the same salary as a man, and also to get to a position where women can be in those workplaces.
Indeed. Oh, that's a good one. Do you think it would work, like, to have a strike day, like a women's strike day here in Germany? It would work or not? Women would strike?
I'm afraid not, because there's still, unfortunately, a lot of women who are not aware of that. Yeah, I still hear and see it, when you talk to people. Even on my workplace, there is one person I can think of. She's like, oh no, well, that's what the women do. That's a woman's job. This is a man's thing, and this is a woman thing. Like, and she's like, yeah, no, that's what I do. I like to do this, It's like, I'm such a good woman.
Yeah, pick me.
yeah. A classic pick me girl, exactly. So I'm afraid, it would be great if every woman in Germany would do this.
Yeah.
I think at least it should be at least 2 or 3 days, or maybe a week.
Yeah,
so it really hurts, One day is not enough.
Indeed.
Take the kids to school. I don't know.
They
buy
would get
birthday
angry at some
presents.
point.
Yeah, make appointments. Go to doctor's appointments. Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, it covers a lot of things, the mental charge, indeed. Yes, oh, that's a good one. But, in France, it did not really work. Like, when we did the 8th of March strike, I feel like not so many women participated in this, which is interesting because it started in Spain, like, years ago, actually. I don't remember, probably 5 years ago or something like this, the beginning of Me Too. And it really worked in Spain. From what I've heard and read, it worked. Like,
I heard this about, I think, Iceland.
Indeed, yes, it's true. For one reason already, I don't remember. But was it for having the same representative in? I felt like there wasn't one reason, and they made it change because they were on strike.
Yeah, possible. But I don't remember, unfortunately. But but it worked.
It worked indeed. But yeah, again, it's a country that is 300,000 people only. It's a very different scale. So yes. But that is a good thing to do. Now, can you please tell us what is your own personal definition of feminism?
Equal rights.
Yeah.
For all people. Women, men, non-binary, LGBTQI plus flinter. Like for everyone, just equality.
Yeah.
Having the same rights and accesses to whatever, same payment, same rights. Being able to walk down the street without being molested and catcalled.
Yes.
That would be great. Yeah.
Yes, girl. I just agree with this. Do you consider yourself a feminist?
Yes. I do. 100%. Point. Period.
You are. We all are. Like who are you a feminist, you would say, if you could choose a model?
Yeah, it's funny, like when you think about it, like you read so many books, you hear so many things, but then when it comes to like think about one, well, I think first of all I would also choose my friend Tini. I learned a lot about feminism about her, and she's like in many points when it comes to feminism my role model, also in speaking out loud and stand your ground.
Yeah.
Then there are great German authors like Margarete Stokowski is her name. I'm just thinking. I follow a lot of people on Instagram. There's this one journalist called Mia Latkovic. She's very critical to capitalism and patriarchy in general, and she writes very, very, very smart things.
Amazing. Okay.
And I'm just scrolling through my Instagram, like who else is there?
She's German?
She lives in Germany, but I think, I don't want to say anything wrong, she's from Croatia originally. Okay. But yeah, I'm not sure, I don't want to say anything wrong, but yeah, I'm thinking about more, but
no, but that's a lot already, don't worry. How do you express your feminism?
well, and saying my opinion loud, speak up, be loud in general, not be silent anymore. Showing solidarity with other women or Flinter.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, we just had this case here in Germany with a very famous German rock band, and I will always, for example, believe survivors of sexual abuse. I will always be or show solidarity with those women. I will always believe those women.
Yes.
Same with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Yeah.
Or who else was there? Like, yeah, like there are thousands of cases. I will always stand with those women.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That is an amazing thing. If we start to be like, solidarity like between us is so important. And yes, indeed, like I will also always believe the woman, because first of all, it's a myth that women are lying about this. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It is still very unpopular. This thing, we still have to explain it to a lot of people, I feel like, at least in France. But it is a myth. Like, a woman has no reason to create this history. And if it happens in less than 2%, I think, of all the cases, there is a trauma somewhere. And maybe like the trauma led to confusion, led to different I don't know, like different times, led to a mistake at some point, but there is something most of the time. So yes, that's why we should always believe women and not give the benefits of the doubt and then leave someone in the nature that is actually a rapist or...
Exactly. I also read this quote somewhere. I think it was also around this time when this Amber Heard Johnny Depp case was in the news. It said that someone said, "I'd rather believe a liar than an actual rapist," when it turns out.
It is true, actually.
I'd rather believe someone who turns out to be a liar.
Indeed.
I mean, it's not nice to be a liar, but it's even not nicer to be a real rapist.
Indeed. God, this is so true.
Yeah, I like this quote, yeah.
Because people always stress out, but imagine you are being accused. Imagine if it was you being accused of... raping, but no, it is even worse to not trust a person.
Exactly.
It is a very good one. Is there a feminist book or feminist movie, a piece of art that inspires you?
God, yeah, I'm sure there are loads of.
It's hard to pick one.
I'm not sure if inspire is the right word, but definitely wowed me was this book called Invisible Women.
Oh yeah, okay. Amazing.
This was actually like my opening to feminism, where I was like, oh my God, so many things are wrong. Okay. I actually gave it to a friend of mine, a male friend of mine, as a present some months ago, and he likes it, and he's like really shocked. And I'm glad I have another man now in my life who sees this fucking can I say fuck in a podcast?
Yes,
who sees this fucking what's it called? In injustice. Sorry, I'm struggling with finding words. I'm super tired. Again, there's this book from this German author I mentioned. Her name is Margarete Stokowski, and the book is called Untenrum frei, which means basically being naked.
Okay.
On your lower body.
Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to translate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, that was a great book.
Well, that's a good one. That is a good one.
I can also recommend Why We Matter by Emilia Roark.
Okay.
She's a French-German author and activist.
What's the name of the book?
Why We Matter. But it's in German.
God, I never heard of it. Maybe I will check the French name.
I mean, maybe there's an English version. As far as I know, I think it's only in German, but
okay.
Because she lives here, she is German, but her mother or father is French.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah.
So cool.
But maybe there's an English edition.
That's amazing. Thank you. Do you consider yourself well surrounded?
Yes. Yes and no. I mean, mostly yes, but I'm also stressed a lot of times, like the wage labor stressing me out, like a lot of people, I think.
Oh, yeah?
And I think it gets worse, like when I talk to my friends lately. I mean, maybe it's also a trauma from the pandemic, but everybody I know is stressed out and tired. So, and this is not a good surrounding. This is not a good thing to have in your life, to be constantly stressed. And I don't know, I have the feeling it's getting worse, and I don't really know why, or if we're just less resilient after the pandemic to stress, and if people kind of more and more wake up, open their eyes to see capitalism is at the edge at the moment.
Yeah.
It's I feel like it's about like to blow up. Yeah. So
very interesting what you pointed out.
This, on the other hand, is not a good surrounding, but all in all, I can't complain. I have a well-paid job. I have a roof over my head. I have family. I have a wonderful boyfriend. I have amazing girlfriends.
Yeah.
So
I love that they come like at the very end, like at the last but not least. Of course, the best. So important. That is so amazing. And I met a few of them, and I'm very, very happy, and I agree with you that they're amazing. Do you experience sisterhood? And if so, in what ways?
I do experience sisterhood with my just mentioned amazing girlfriends. Like,
indeed.
Yeah, I do experience this when they feel the same as me, support me when they say I feel you. Thank you. And being supportive, like, of course I'm gonna help you with this and that. Or like when I was on vacation, they come here, they take care of my flat, they water my flowers, my plants, and they're just being a great emotional support. Like, the last 3 years of my life have been quite turbulent, maybe I'd say. And they were the ones. It was always women,
Indeed,
who got my back and be supportive and being there for me and talking me through it, visiting me, bring chocolate, just being there.
It is so awesome, and I'm sure you were the same for them, and
I hope so.
You are the same with me. I remember how much we talked, because we met in 2020. It was very special, and then we kept talking because we were both going through like toxic situationships at the moment.
You cannot even say relationships. Oh my god.
And sometimes I was just listening to your audios, and you were like the one person I would talk to in the day, because there were still the curfews in 2020 at the end, and then 2021 as well. And I remember that you were always very right and telling me the truth, like, okay, no, this is not okay to go back with this guy, dude, or this person is not treating you well, and that is awesome, I think.
I'm always happy to help, to support other sisters.
Don't stop. Would you like to change or to add something to your definition of feminism that you gave just before?
Equality, I want to say maybe freedom, but kind of it also kind of goes with equality, because my god, one day or one night to walk home carefree in a dark spot in the city with the confidence of a man. This would feel like an incredible freedom to me. Indeed. But on the other hand, if we would be equal, if men wouldn't be such dicks that they are sometimes, not all men, of course, but 99% of them,
surprisingly,
then it wouldn't be there.
Yes. Okay.
No, I stand with my definition. I don't have anything to add. No.
Perfect. I think it's perfect. So we're going towards the end. If you would like to say something to your past 10 years old, what would you say?
Go to therapy even earlier.
Start now.
Start now. Start therapy and speak up. Don't. There was this. Did you watch The Handmaid's Tale? There was always this one saying, "Don't let the bastards grind you down." And I was like, yeah. I would say this to my 10-year-old self. Just like, speak up, be loud, stand your ground. Don't let the bastards grind you down, and do therapy earlier. And look for like a confidant, someone you can trust yourself and talk to. Yeah. Because for a long time, when I was 10 years old, it still was like this. I didn't have anyone that I felt I could talk to and trust with all my what I'm suffering, And I would tell my 10-year-old self, you're not alone. It feels like you're alone sometimes in this world. You're the only one having this problem. You cannot trust anyone. Yeah. But there is a person somewhere. Just start talking about it. It really helps. But also that if your child is traumatized, therapy can help. Yeah. Yeah.
I think she would love to hear that.
I'm sure.
So as a German woman, what message would you like to share to other women and people from gender minorities around the world?
It's funny or sad maybe, but it's also like a typical woman thing, that I feel that I don't have anything important to share. I mean, I want to say whenever you see a person, a flinter in need, or someone that needs help, that just show solidarity with this person. And but you said the message to gender minorities or to other women?
Yeah.
I mean,
to them specifically, like. But yeah, that works, and that is important.
Yeah, but it's usually the other way around. When I
you're right.
When I see the activists that I follow on Instagram, it's people of color and black women who actually do the work, who are activists, who go to protest, who are loud, who write wonderful words and powerful things. It's unfortunately not the white German hetero cis woman like me. I read all this stuff and I learn from them. Yeah. So maybe my message would be, please don't stop doing this. It's very important. Yes. I want to say thank you for all the important work that I learned from minorities, actually. And I learned to see my privilege. But it feels kind of mean to say this, to be like, oh, thank you for your work. You don't have anything from that, but well, I benefit from it now. Because they, of course, also do it unpaid. A lot of the people that I follow do this in their free time. They don't have any professional business Instagram accounts. It's their private time that they use to educate stupid white people, And we just take that and be like, oh yeah, cool, thanks. I mean, my message would be like, thank you and please don't stop. But I can also agree when these women or flinters say, I'm tired of doing this. This is not my job. Like, you can educate yourself. There's information everywhere in the world. But I guess I would say, thank you. It's the message. Thank you for all the great books that I've written. Read that I read. For all the essays and newspapers, articles, for all the great journalism, and for pointing out injustice.
That is a beautiful message. I never had this answer, but I think it is so important to actually thank other amazing women and persons in general fighting for our rights. And yes.
Yeah, always
True.
be like stand together with women. Don't compete with them.
Yeah.
Stand next to each other, not against each other. Show solidarity. Always believe victims and survivors.
Yes, indeed.
Oh.
Girl, thank you. I'm so
Thank
happy.
you.
I'm so happy I managed to go to Berlin, which was so spontaneous, and to have you on my podcast.
Nice
An
to have
honor.
you here.
Really.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
It was Sun Sister Podcast. Thank you for